Nvidia has a market cap of $3.1 trillion, and their shares are trading at $126.36 today and are still up over 162% year to date. And taking a look at Broadcom, they have a market cap of $788 billion and are trading at $169.38, who are also up quite a bit, over 56% year to date as well. And zooming out on the chart, we can clearly see the big similarities in price movements between these two, which really makes sense given that they both do business in the semiconductor industry, which is really hot right now. And for my December 2026 price projection, Nvidia's EPS is expected to be $361, and their current price to earnings is 73, but I'm going to use 50 for this calculation because it's just a lot more realistic, and that PE would give us a stock price of $180.50 a share, which is about 43% higher than where it trades today. As for Broadcom, their 2026 earnings per share is expected to be $5.45, and currently they have the same PE as Nvidia at 73, and again that's also really high, so I'm going to use 46 for this calculation, and if we multiply that by their projected EPS of $5.45, that gives us a share price of $250.70, and that is a 48% upside. And for the one-year price forecast, it looks like analysts are expecting Nvidia to be trading at $137.09, which is an 8.5% upside. And for Broadcom, they're expecting a price of $186.51, which is a 10% upside. Onto earnings, both stocks have smashed all four of their last earnings calls, and in terms of dividend, Nvidia offers a 0.03% yield, and AVGO offers a 1.24% yield. As for the debt situation, Nvidia has a shareholder equity of $49 billion and a total debt of $9.7, which gives them a 9% debt to equity, and it looks like they have a free cash flow of $21 billion. For Broadcom, they have $70 billion in shareholder equity and a total debt of $74, which makes their debt to equity 105%, and they have an $18 billion free cash flow. And taking a look at revenue and net income, Nvidia's have been looking really good, and Broadcom's revenue does look great as well, and their net income does look like it's back on track after falling over the past few quarters. And overall, I really like both of these stocks, but at the end of the day, the big problem I have with each of them is, of course, their high valuations. I do like Broadcom over Nvidia, though, for two main reasons. And number one, Nvidia's price to sales is 40, which is a lot higher than Broadcom's at 18. And number two, of course, Broadcom has that bigger dividend. And while I don't think the dividend is a massive difference, I think that price to sales valuation that Nvidia has does introduce a lot more risk than Broadcom's does. Should we start to see a semiconductor stock valuation pullback over the next few years, which we might, and because they have similar upsides, I would have to pick Broadcom just because of that bigger safety net, all else equal. However, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't really pick either right now just because of those said high valuations. So for those reasons, I have to rate both stocks a hold because I think current investors will likely benefit from a short-term run-up, but I would not be buying at these valuations. So that's all I have for you today on Nvidia and Broadcom stock. Please drop a like, let me know which stocks you'd like me to cover next, and I will see you next video.